you doing today? Thought I'd share that little bit of beauty, and this is what's turning out to be the most boring and mediocre day that you could ever have to live through. I'll tell you what, after coming back from the trip, it's really hard right now again to get motivated for work. So the 8 hours a day I put in at the slave factory just feel like an eternity. Right now we're going through some new training, so I spend the first 2.5 to 3 hours of my morning communicating with someone that's in another part of the country that has about a third of the amount of experience that I have and only half the idea of who they work for. So, struggling way to start your day. Then coming off the trip, it's always hard. After coming off a trip, it's hard to stay focused on going back to life A to Z. You just really want to, it was a Maserati. People around here really starting to make a lot of money. Start going back to work A to Z, it's hard, man, because your mind wanders. You think about the things you could be doing. Think about the way you could treat, you could turn around and tweak some of the videos you've already put up that you haven't put out yet. I have a lot of the travel videos done already. There goes the police. Man, it's a busy night tonight. It's pretty late, too. It's almost 8 o'clock. Anyway, then we go into our regular Tuesday meetings. They last about an hour. Boss is trying to impress some of the brass from up north, so they lasted an hour and a half. And then 15 minutes of silliness afterwards because, it isn't complete for her unless she has a ridiculous day. And tomorrow I have no more of anything better to look forward to. Start the day with 3 hours of training, then maybe get to just work the rest of the day. Could you imagine when it's a pleasure to just work the rest of the day? There used to be a time when I looked forward to all this training and distractions from the daily routine, but right now the daily routine is 1,000 times more desirable than any time off for training and talking with their silly underlings. Just one of them days, I guess, it's a typical Tuesday. It's more like a Monday. I'm fighting those Monday blues. Guess I'm still a little bit car lagged. I guess the equivalent of jet lagged. I come through 2 different time zones, and it was a 3-day trip instead of a 1.5-day trip, so kind of tapped into my reserves, making it a little difficult to push through and just get it done. But add that to the fact that I'd rather be doing anything else. Writing my book, talking to the car guy, speaking with the people from the hotel. I got a lot of things I could free up my time to do that are way more creative and fun than the 40 hours a week of pounding it out for my employer. But those things don't pay the bills, and the other thing does. So that always brings me back to reality, helps me reground myself when I think about what's going to pay the bills and who's going to pay the bills. Then my boss, they don't look so bad. Like I said, just a matter of turning the gears around back into work mode and out of, travel video adventure mode. Even though the adventure was quite wholesome, but still way more fun than getting up and putting in my regular hours every day at work. Anyway, thought I'd get out tonight, grab my camera, do some shooting, maybe find a good sunset or some interesting sky pattern going on. And I can't even talk, I'm so tired, I barely can get the words out of my mouth. But I thought this would help break the blasé-ness of today and give me a better outlook for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, getting closer to the weekend. Weekend means filming an idea that I had before I left on the trip. So, looking forward to that. Anyway, let's continue on this ride and see if I can cheer myself up a little bit more. I'm coming out of it, feeling like I'm coming out of it now. I tell you, I really like trying different things with my camera. See what different kind of effects I can create with just this little handheld job and play with the lighting in the background. It's really fun hobby. What I think is even more interesting is when people see you talking to the camera by yourself, like right now. I'm sitting in front of the little bank in our neighborhood, and I'm just sitting here talking to my hand. They really can't see the camera, or it looks like I'm talking to the top of my bike. But it's funny because there's a hedge out in front of me, and some people went walking by, and they got about 15 feet past where I was sitting, and they kept looking back and whispering to each other because they couldn't see the camera in my hand. and I didn't have my headphones in, so it didn't look like I was wearing Bluetooth, and so it just looked like me sitting here absolutely carrying on an entire conversation to the air by myself or yelling at my bicycle. And it freaked them out because they kept looking back. They're way down the block, but I can still see them. It's funny as hell. It's one of the things I find really interesting when I travel or go around the country. I notice that a lot of people are a bit offset by vlogging and vloggers. They get it because they've seen it and they understand it because they've heard about it, but when they experience it, it seems to just be an awkward moment for them. But I notice in Europe and when you're in a lot of big touristy areas where there's a lot of Asians or a lot of Europeans, they're actually very comfortable with it and they're actually very used to it. I guess in their country they see it more often than we do here because they want to become part of the video every time, man. Very few people in Texas wanted to be on camera. I tried to beg every person I could, and I could barely get anybody. Most of the people that you see in those videos are people that just happen to be captured in the background or, really didn't have a choice. But all the people I approached just were too camera shy or unused to doing it and didn't want to do it. So I find that really interesting that here in the States where, we have all this technology and everybody pretty much, knows what vlogging is and YouTube videos are and Instagram and, all that stuff, Facebook and, FaceTiming on Apple products. It's odd that people are still taken back and shy whenever a camera's out or somebody's rolling some footage. I love it because I'm the type of person that likes awkward moments, I guess. So it's interesting. I'm a studier of humanology. I'm a people watcher, like my daughter. We love it. And I love it when people get all awkward and shy and don't want to just be themselves in front of a camera. But the minute you turn it off, they'll curse you out like, like there's no tomorrow. Just interesting fact I thought I'd point out. And who's going to clean this mess up? I'll tell you what. The bad part about coming home from the trip is packing up from the trip. I got, had like half dozen bags out from cameras and shit I got to put away. Oh, yeah, tow hitch, man. I got to go take that back. Oh, shit, yeah, I had problems. Car piece fell off. Haven't messed with the drone in forever. I think maybe tomorrow night we'll see about taking the drone out. It's been a while, right? I mean, we haven't taken this thing out in got to be well over a month. The last time I took it out was at the beach or the park. Oh, the park video maybe. But it's been a little bit. I need to get back into practice with that. I got my new one coming in December. I mean, it's still a while off, but shit, I definitely need to practice. Basically, I got a lot of shit to clean up here, and I've been neglecting it because I've been too busy getting ready to go to Texas and get all that out of the way. So now that that's done, I'm gonna have to focus on cleaning up my mess here in the garage. Anyway, I think this is a good place to end tonight's video. I'm starting to feel my old self again. I think a little extra rest will really help kick it into gear. Maybe go find myself a donut tomorrow and treat myself good, huh? A little sugar can never hurt. Anyway, y'all know how we do it here. Comment, like, subscribe. Love ya. See you tomorrow. Get some rest. I definitely need some more. Have a great night.